What is up, everybody? Welcome once again to the Unrelated Sports Podcast. My name is Andy McConnell. With me, as always, is my co-host, Mr. Cody Allstat. Cody, how
That's
are
me.
we?
We're doing good. Um, you know, as good as I can with my Dolphins sucking. Back to the reality of them not being a good team again.
Yeah. Hey. I think, though, you guys will have Tyler Huntley coming in. Hopefully. I think you'll be all right. I really do.
I do too, but I think this is a little ahead of our time, but I think seeing what the team is without Tua shows how good Tua really is, or how at least important he is to the Dolphins, because
How,
he
like, kind of
masks a
too
lot
independent.
of inefficiencies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also saw something that the Dolphins are the only team to not lead a game at any
Yeah.
point this year.
Yep.
I mean,
Got
but
that
you're not
going for
winless.
us.
But you're not
We aren't.
winless.
We beat the hapless Jaguars, so
Yeah, they're bad. We'll get into that in a little bit. But so,
yeah,
how was your weekend? We'll start off.
it's really good. We family and I all went to visit some friends in South Dakota, Sioux Falls area, Harrisburg, and got to hang out with them. They have a couple kids, Cass and Carissa. They work for Fairway also, or he does, and hadn't seen them in probably about a year, so it was really nice to get together and have the kids play. Long drive, but got to watch Iowa beat Minnesota there too. That was fun.
They brought Floyd home.
And we were in the backyard of, what might be a Pac-12 team coming up.
Hopefully, it's a team that gets beaten 2 Saturdays when I'm there. We'll see.
I hope for your sake they do.
I don't have high hopes when you and I play South Dakota State. Do not have high hopes, but that's why they play the game.
That's exactly true. Because I just saw a pretty let's see, number 21 ranked UCF team beat the number one team in the country. It might have been make-believe, but I still saw it happen.
But you're talking about everything that happens in that game is real life.
It might be. We've got a sweet trophy in it now.
Exactly. Don't okay. Why'd you have to
That
bring
you
that
lost.
Yes. Thank you.
No.
Cody, I was having a good day too. I was having a good day.
I know. I'm here to ruin it for you.
Yeah, you're starting to move up there with Chris Collinsworth on my rankings, and that takes.
I bet I'm not anywhere close to that.
No, you're not. No. You're Collinsworth's at the top of the totem pole. Actually, it's him and Troy Aikman are still vying for number one, and you're probably halfway down there, maybe three-quarters of the way down there.
I think I don't like either of them either, and I think who I like more is depending on who I just heard last. So if I heard Troy Aikman, I probably like Chris Collinsworth more, and then he starts talking, and then I like Troy Aikman more. If that makes any more sense.
Now there are two guys who I think both we could just mute.
Retire.
Yeah, that too. Except Collinsworth is going to get a contract extension. Sounds like.
I didn't realize that he ran Pro Football Focus, or that was his company.
Yeah.
That makes sense as to why Pro Football Focus is so bad.
Yeah, it's him and Mike Florio. They both suck. I do not like either of those two.
Interesting.
Yeah.
But what did you do this weekend?
Let's see. Anything exciting out of the ordinary? No, nothing exciting out of the ordinary. Watch football. Watch the Bristol Night Race, which was basically a parade. Kyle Larson kicked everybody's tail. Oh, and then watch my Packers win on Sunday. So
nice.
With a backup quarterback again. So that was fun.
Yeah, my Dolphins can't do that without a backup quarterback. Especially when our backup gets hurt, too.
Yeah.
When they, and I keep getting back to it, but when they say that Tua is injury prone, but then every backup quarterback that comes in behind him also gets hurt, it might be an offensive line problem.
It could just be also that draft class problem because, it seems like every quarterback in that class is getting hurt.
That's also true. That is very
Yeah,
true.
yeah, that's not ideal. Um, you know what also is not ideal? Why, Cody? Why are the WNBA playoffs starting the same freaking day that the NFL is playing on a Sunday?
Well,
Women's,
it's
men's, and
because the people at ESPN are very good at their jobs.
yeah, yeah, that's why they keep paying Stephen A. Smith all that
They
money. Yeah,
they want women's sports to take off, and yet they put it against the number one draw in the world.
yeah. I mean, did you see Caitlin Clark got poked in
Or
the
not,
eye?
not. I did see that.
That looked bad.
Not
She
maybe
didn't.
not in the world. Their soccer is probably bigger, but in the United States, definitely.
Yeah,
Yeah, she brushed it off as to nothing, but she's pretty good at that.
and I don't. I mean, she didn't really shoot the greatest after that. Had a little bit of a down day, but it happens unfortunately.
Yep.
Um, and then I don't know. I think let's see. The Las Vegas Aces held the Seattle Storm to 2 points in the fourth quarter. Is that
Wow,
good?
that's that's pretty good defense
Yeah. And then I think the
or really
Liberty
bad
closed.
offense.
Yeah, probably a combination of both. Because the Aces good. Asia Wilson very very good. When you win a unanimous MVP, that's also
Yeah.
very good. How Angel Reese got one MVP vote, I still don't understand. But um, if she got a
Did
fourth
she?
place MVP vote, yeah, yeah,
That the whatever.
yeah. So that's basically saying that she was the fourth best player throughout the. Somebody thought she was the fourth best player throughout the year.
I
That
I
person
don't
needs.
I don't.
They need their voting. Uh,
They kept propping her up as
active
the
voting
number
done.
two person in this rookie season. I don't know if she was even the number two person in this rookie season. Like she was good, but they kept propping her up.
It also helps when you stat pad. That
Yeah,
does help. It
yeah,
doesn't
very
make you.
true.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, that was not ideal. Let's see. Oh wait, MLB baseball playoffs are coming up. My Twins are not going to probably be a part of it because they suck. Really, really, really bad. Like the wheels have completely fallen off. Like we're even. I think even the rims on the tires are falling off. Everything's fallen off. We're just gone. It happens when you have cheap owners who try to
Yeah.
run a baseball team and decide that hey, after the most successful season in I don't know 10 years, 20 years, where we actually win a playoff series, let's cut payroll by $30 million. Makes total sense.
Wow.
Yeah,
Didn't work out
because
for
then
him.
no, no. I mean, there's still 5 games left. They lost tonight though to the lifeless Miami Marlins, and
Say that Marlins are bad.
yeah, they're really bad. Not White Sox bad, but they're still bad. So
I
yeah,
mean, the last game I looked at for the Marlins was when they got beat 20-4 by the
by the Dodgers
by the
and
Dodgers.
Shohei Otani, who
Hey,
happened.
and just literally speaking of the devil, I just got the thing saying that Miami beat them tonight.
Yeah, yeah. Good for you, Cody. Good for you. Um, Yeah, see that game that you were talking about though. That's a game where Shohei Otani, the freak alien pitcher, hitter, everything for the LA Dodgers, decided, you know what? I'm going to steal a couple bases and hit 3 homers and create the 50-50 club. 50 homers, 50 stolen bases. Never been done in a year before.
That's insane, and that's oh no, he's not pitching this year, right? Because he
No,
had
I mean, there's a chance he might come back and pitch in the playoffs.
wow. Did
He's
he
an
have
alien.
Tommy John?
Yes.
Okay.
Um, at least I'm 99.9% sure he did. But yeah, he might. And the crazy thing is, I think he's halfway to 60-60 with a week left. Like he has 55 homers and I think 55 stolen bases. And he's a
That's
pitcher.
insane.
I
Yeah,
know he's
he's
like
a
an ace on
really good
most
pitcher.
staffs. Yeah, yeah, he's
Yeah,
he's
that
he's a freak.
there's usually not a lot of crossover between pitching and hitting. Not
No, unless
since Babe Ruth.
yeah, which back in the day those guys weren't throwing like how the guys are throwing now.
Right.
As
They went
everybody likes to
throwing
say,
90
they're
mile 90 per hour spitters.
Yeah, then you're facing plumbers and delivery truck drivers like
Yeah,
every other game. So yeah, Shohei kind of good. The Twins and their ownership not good. We bad.
that
We really
sucks.
bad. Yeah. Let's see what else we got on the rundown. Just some kind of sad football news. Brett Favre came out that he has Parkinson's. That's not good.
Yeah, that's really sad to hear. Uh, I lost a grandpa to Parkinson's disease. It's a tough one to watch, and he's relatively young. Um,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that's really sad. I mean, I know Michael J. Fox is still kicking after he's been fighting Parkinson's for decades now, but he's one of few. So
Mm-hmm.
I really hope Favre gives it a good fight.
Yeah, I mean, if we saw how he fought on the football field, he probably will.
Yeah, he
Um,
he wasn't easy to take out. That's
no,
for
he
sure.
was one tough son of a gun. Let's see. Anything else come you want to hit up at all? You can think of?
I know Wrexham won another game. They stay at the top of League One for
Okay.
another week. So I don't know if they have another game Tuesday. No, they would have had one today if they would have, because it's usually Saturdays and sometimes Tuesdays. Let's see, where are they? Yeah, they play again on Saturday.
Okay.
Well,
See, and where they at in their table
they
per
are
se? They
top of
still
the
lead,
table right now. Yep.
still top of the table. That is
Yep.
pretty cool. I
It's
mean,
early.
that rolls off the tongue really well too.
Top of the table.
Yeah, top of the table. Is
Yeah,
that just
they
top of the
are.
standings?
Yes, they are. They're five. They have 5 wins, 1 draw, and 1 loss so far in the season.
Okay. Gotcha.
So yeah, they'll. It's gonna be fun to watch. The team they're playing is kind of one of the bottom dwellers of the league, but that doesn't really mean anything for Wrexham. A lot of times they like to play up or down to their opponent. It
Competition.
seems. Yeah.
Yeah, I've had many times where my teams have been like that in the past or currently.
Yeah.
It's like it just drives you nuts. It really does
It's
just
just
drive you nuts.
That's usually just Iowa football. I mean, really.
Yeah, that oh man, that's Iowa football in a nutshell. Except they always do have they have the one game where they like show
Yeah.
up to their top tier opponent, and then they have the next one or two or three where it's like they don't even deserve to be on the same field at all.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
I'm excited for. They're on a bye this week, aren't they? It's next week that they
yeah,
play Ohio State.
yes. Um, well, okay. You have anything else non-football related you want to talk about at all?
Um. Well, I guess the um NHL season's in preseason games right now.
Yep.
So that'll be starting soon. It'll get interesting in about 6 months.
Nah, season starts in about a month or 2 months. No,
Yeah.
in about a month.
When
Oh,
does
for the Stanley Cup
the
playoffs?
playoffs?
That starts in April. No, Cody. The hockey season is still fun regardless, even throughout.
Okay. Well, I watch more through the playoffs than anything, so
That's understandable. That's all right.
that
Yeah,
the playoffs was insane to watch, but
that's because it's the Stanley Cup playoffs. It's for the cup. It's
it's
just.
true.
I mean, you have guys playing on broken legs like half the
Yeah.
time, and broken
The
like lacerated spleens and kidneys.
the injuries you hear about after the season are just incredible.
Yeah, it's like no, there's no way that they're like. You put that guy on a basketball court, and it's like they're out for like 6 years.
Yeah,
I mean,
Yeah.
in all honesty, it's just how the games are nowadays.
they're built different.
Yeah. Well, I guess you were talking about Iowa earlier. So, Cody, do you want to talk about football?
I thought you'd never ask.
Well, Minnesota fans, congrats! You had fun for a year. whether it was or wasn't a fair catch. That's fair for you to say. But Floyd is back home.
I can smell the bacon.
I can too.
Uh, did you see the Iowa put up like the last 10 years or the last however many, and it had an asterisk next
They
to the
put an
one that
asterisk
Minnesota
by.
won? Yeah,
Yeah, I saw that.
that
It's
was
like,
pretty sweet.
yeah, they're not wrong. They are not wrong. It was not a fair catch. Um, yeah, I mean, Kate McNamara still sucks. He can only
Yeah,
throw it like 2 yards, like literally 2 yards. Um, Caleb Johnson though should be in the Heisman race.
he's the number one running back in the in the game right now, or at least in college football.
Yep.
Like I never thought I would see another Sean Green type player in Iowa.
That's exactly what I thought about. Like this is probably the closest thing to a Sean Green type season in '08 that we've been able to see.
Yeah,
It's just
I hope
it's
he doesn't go to
insane.
the Jets.
And then get sparingly used as a backup
Yeah.
and then go to Tennessee. Yeah. Because I remember, like, for Sean Green, I remember he had, I think they were playing Purdue, and I don't know if they're, I can't remember if they were run away with the game or if they were trying to ice the game, but he put like a 6 spin move on a defender, and I think he ended up running like 65 yards to the house. It was like, oh, that was so, he was so special.
He was so good. Yeah, that was fun to watch.
And then like what you were saying earlier, I was off this week. They play at Ohio State next week. I don't know how that game's going to go.
Probably the best team in the Big Ten.
Yeah.
Michigan's starting to look a little better again.
Yeah, the only problem, they're like Iowa. They don't know what the forward pass is, unfortunately. I mean, those teams won with a combined like 94 passing yards this weekend.
That's insane.
Welcome to the Big Ten, USC, and well, I guess Minnesota's still here, apparently.
That's high school football. I mean,
yeah. God damn, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah. The only thing that I wonder about Iowa though, their defense is not what it was last year.
right?
It's starting to gain a little improvement, but it's like if they had their offense this year and their defense of the last couple of years, I'd say they might actually have a fighting chance.
Yeah, just because they have a semblance of an offense. If they would have had a shutdown defense, I mean,
yeah,
all it takes is 14 points.
Yeah, and
17.
I still think they have a chance. The fact of they just need to make Will Howard throw. I still don't think he can actually throw. Like when the game is on the line, I don't think he can.
Yeah.
Again, old K-State quarterback. All they can normally do is run. They're not allowed to throw the football. So we'll see. And maybe McNamara plays out of his mind for one game, being that it's against Ohio State.
Ohio State, yeah. There's still got to be some residual hatred there. I mean, plus everybody hates Ohio State. It's just the thing to do.
Speaking of everybody hating everybody, did you see the Hail Mary against Colorado or for Colorado and Baylor?
I didn't see it live, but I did see the replay of it. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll give credit to Shedeur Sanders. That was a heck of a throw.
That was a very good throw. He's got arm talent.
He does. I don't know how the Baylor defenders did knock that down because it wasn't like it was that good of a hail, or you know what I mean, like a planned Hail Mary. And
yeah, but it's no matter what, a Hail Mary is just like it's just that. That's a Hail Mary.
Yeah, no, that's true. That's true. And then, Colorado scores first drive of overtime. Baylor gets the ball. Their quarterback gets stopped when he looks like he's going to score the second to last play of the game. And then the last play of the game, their running back's kind of lunging for the goal line. And Travis Hunter comes in, puts shoulder on ball, and that's it. Then it goes out of the end zone.
Travis Hunter leading the Heisman race right now.
I mean, I think it's tough to say no to that.
Right. He's a good player.
Yeah, and he does it. I mean, he plays up like basically 100% both ways. It's nuts. Like, that's not supposed to happen nowadays.
He's got to be one of the best conditioned people in college football. It's just insane what he's doing.
Do you think he can do this like next level if he goes next
I,
level?
I wouldn't have thought he could have done it here. I'm not gonna doubt him. Right now he's got a coach that could teach you how to do it.
That is true. Well, and I wonder if it's one of those where maybe they try it, and then if it doesn't work, then they say, "Hey, we're either going to focus you totally on offense or totally on defense." Like,
Yeah.
could be one of
What's he
those.
better at? I
That's a good
think
question.
I think the only way you can do it is maybe have him as like a third wide receiver
Mm-hmm.
where he's not going to be on the field all the time.
Yeah, especially for like blocking situations or stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, where
You
there's more of
just
a fluky chance to get an injury and stuff.
yeah. And same maybe defense being a third or fourth corner, like maybe that nickel or
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't. He's probably better on the outside though as a corner.
Yeah, but also it just depends on how he matches up against the top tier dudes
That's true.
in the NFL.
You start putting
So
him on guys like DK Metcalf, that's just a ginormous freak of nature athlete, or put him on Marvin Harrison Jr. Like,
yeah, ooh, that
see
would
how
be a
that.
fun matchup to
I'd like to see
watch.
that matchup.
Maybe they'll be on the same team. You never know. You never know how Arizona's gonna do,
Yeah, that's
and
true.
where Hunter would get drafted. Um, did you see also
Whoever
that
drafts
Nebraska
him gonna
got
get
beat? Oh, good. What were we saying?
whoever drafts him is gonna get a steal of a player, no matter
Yeah,
where they
no,
draft him.
no, I agree. Did you see that Nebraska actually got beat Friday night?
I did not see that.
Yeah, they got beat at home in overtime by Illinois
Oh no,
and the Fighting Brett Bielema's. Bielema, very good Big Ten coach. Maybe not necessarily
Bielema.
works in the SEC, but very good Big Ten coach.
Bielema has. Yeah, I was gonna say he's owned Nebraska and Penn State in the.
Yeah, and ironically enough, that's who Illinois plays this weekend.
Is
Really
it Penn
good
State?
college slate. Yeah, they're at. I don't know if it's their whiteout game, but it's a night game, Saturday night. It's like the same time Bama and Georgia is, so that should be a fun game. Um, but yeah, at one point in overtime, Nebraska was facing a 3rd and 42 in overtime.
Wow.
That's not good.
Nope, that's not what you want to see.
No, well, I think the Patrick Mahomes wannabe tried to make a play out of nothing, and that's where he got sacked for a lot. I don't think it was 32 yards worth, but I
I've
think they got sacked the play before too. But
okay. I've seen Mahomes get sacked in that type of trying to make too much out of something.
I have two.
Nothing.
But then you know what he does? The very next play, he comes back and he'll throw for a 50-yard dart.
Yeah, it's also true.
Let's see. I'm trying to think of anything else because I know you were gone, so I'm trying to think of
Yep,
everything
I
else that
didn't get to
happened.
watch a lot of football. Honestly, I honestly am kind of bad. I didn't watch nearly as many clips as I normally do either. Part of
Um,
that's just because I was so disgusted with the Dolphins.
that's understandable. In all honesty, that is understandable.
Arch
Uh,
Manning came back to earth a little bit. I mean, they still dominated, but
yeah, I heard he
he
threw what a
threw a
pick.
couple picks, two touchdowns, two
Yeah.
picks.
Well, I guess so much for him being in the Heisman race that can like die like now.
Yeah, it shouldn't have been in the conversation. It was half a game, and it was a nobody school that he's playing.
Yeah, I think it was also just the bookmakers were maybe trying to sucker people into betting so they can get some more money back. Let's see. Tennessee went into Oklahoma and they won by 10. They won 25-15, but the game was never even that close. Tennessee looks really freaking good. Um, and then K State got obliterated at BYU, 38-9.
Wow.
Yeah. But yeah, going into this week, there's like 4 ranked versus ranked matchups. Oklahoma State's at K State. Louisville's at Notre Dame. Let's see what else we got. Georgia, Bama, and then Illinois, Penn State.
That it?
Really good, really good week. Well, yeah, 4 ranked. That's 4. 4 top
That it?
25 games. Yeah,
That's actually really good. I was just
I
trying to
know.
be sarcastic.
Oh, okay. I got you. Sorry.
Yeah, because the Texas. I was for some reason starting to think Texas Oklahoma's coming up. I think that's next weekend.
That that's 2 weeks.
Is it
That's the
two
week
weeks?
of yeah, because
Always the
the
same
week of
week.
October 12th is like I don't. It's like a college football heaven because it's Ohio State, Oregon, Ole Miss, LSU, Penn State, USC. My gosh, um, Texas, Oklahoma. I thought there was one more good game. Or maybe, K State's at Colorado, I guess. So on paper, that's at least intriguing. Um, yeah, there was like a mother load of games that weekend. Hey, by the way, too, you know who the first Big Ten team to score or a total of 200 points is this season? You want to take a guess?
First Big Ten teams.
You want to look at my shirt, and I can just give
Is
you a
it
big hint.
Indiana? Really? They
You
had.
would be correct.
I
They
should have known
actually look
that.
like they look like a competent football program right now.
They've had a couple games of 40 plus, haven't they?
Yeah, well, and they put up 52 last week,
Wow.
and now they start conference play and they play Maryland. So we'll see what they're
That
really
might
supposed to be
keep
like.
rolling then.
Yeah, and then I think they play
No,
Nebraska
that's
like
not
the
good.
week after that, or a
Okay.
couple weeks after that. So
With
before they
Nebraska,
have to play. Oh, good.
they just got their quarterback's brother just committed there too.
I saw a bunch of really bad jokes. Did you see them?
About Jackson.
Yeah, because Royola, the older one, looks like Patrick Mahomes, and his younger brother actually does look a little bit like Mahomes' younger brother.
He does.
It's scary. It's really
Yeah.
scary. This is why we love football, though. It's fun, or love sports. It's fun to make fun of people, and then make fun of ourselves too.
Yeah. For sure.
Okay, so again, I know you didn't get to watch much, but would you like to dive into the NFL landscape or
Yeah.
the NFL games?
For
So
sure.
should we start with the ones that you probably actually got to watch, as in last night's games?
I did
We'll work our
watch
way
last night's
backward.
game. That sounds good. Let's see. Let me get it pulled up.
Okay. Well, we'll start off. I don't know. It's not necessarily the biggest upset of the weekend, but how about Jaden Daniels in Washington going into Cincinnati and laying it to the Bengals?
Um, Dude looks legit. Yeah,
Like
he's
MVP
looking
legit?
very good. Rookie of the year, legit. CJ Stroud esque of last year, maybe.
I like it. And
Um,
you know what's funny? That last touchdown that he had to
to
Terry
McLaurin.
McLaurin, they only had 10 men on the field.
Did they really?
Yeah, because
I
I
didn't see
remember
that.
well, Joe Buck was saying that as that, or it was either Buck or actually Aikman might have made actually a good point. I can't believe I just said those words. But yeah, they called timeout because I think it was like right before the 2 minute warning or something. They called timeout, and then they were late getting out of the timeout, and they were still confused getting out of the huddle. And yeah, they only had 10 men on the field.
Wow.
Yeah,
Worked out
but
for him.
he had more touchdowns than incompletions last night.
That's insane. What was he? 14 to 17 last I looked or something?
I think he finished 21 of 23 for three
Okay, that
tutties,
one couldn't have been 14 to
include
17 then.
including his first touchdown was a big man tutty to one of the backup offensive linemen.
Oh, I didn't see that.
So yeah, that's his first career touchdown pass. So they were debating on who gets the ball, either Daniels or the lineman, because obviously that was his
That's
first career touchdown pass too, or reception. How much
that's
of panic mode?
fantastic.
How much of panic mode are the Bengals in though?
A lot.
Yeah,
No team has ever made one team has ever made the playoffs after starting 0-3. It might have been
yeah.
them.
No, it was the 2018 Texans. I just saw that before we started recording. Um,
Okay.
yeah, I mean, he remembered that Jamar Chase looked good. He
Yeah,
looked very
he
good
had a
last night.
few. He had two touchdowns.
Yeah, I think so, including like a deep bomb basically to start the game. Um, he looked good. Their offensive line is bad. Their defense is not good. I don't. I don't know. The only good news is that they're only one game behind Baltimore. like
Yeah, but
I know Pittsburgh's 3-0,
let's
but
say
they're only one game
they're
behind
3 games
Baltimore.
behind Pittsburgh.
Yeah, and I don't know. Maybe Pittsburgh's for real. Still don't know if they are 100% yet, but good for them. Good for them. Um. So there was also another game Monday night, and before we dive into that, can we get into our pest of the week? Because I
Oh
have
yeah.
this actually really does drive me nuts.
Uh, this this week's pest of the week is, let's see, who's bringing it to us this week? Yep, Dakota Pest Control. Uh, called Decor Pest Control for all your um, pest control needs. He has Cass offers monthly and quarterly services. He has residential or commercial pest control, including earwigs, cockroaches, ants, bedbugs, bees, fleas, box elder bugs, mice, and rats. He also is a certified termite inspector for the state of Iowa, or at least Wenatchee County, maybe. I'll have to double check with that. But call Decor Pest Control for all your pest control needs and tell them the boys at Unrelated Sports Podcast sent you.
Hey,
Did I say his
Cash
number?
just came in. He sprayed our house last week.
Oh, nice. Stud.
Yeah. So, thank you, Cass. Shout out to you. You know that you are a Yankees fan, but I'll let that pass. But, okay, so my pest of the week is Cody, we're going to take on the mouse. We're going to take on the big giant mouse. Whoever
ESPN,
at
Disney, whatever.
Yeah. Whoever at Disney, ESPN, keeps thinking it's a wonderful idea to play 2 Monday Night Football games.
It's just not fun.
No, it's not fun at all. Now, I know one of the games was a blowout last night, but it's like,
I can't
hey,
guarantee that going in.
No, and let's say if that was the only game, then guess what? Everybody can maybe go to bed at a decent hour then, because that game's over at like the end of the first quarter.
Yeah.
Like, nobody likes this. I keep reading the Twitter comments. Nobody likes this at all. They don't like. We're even having it this week where Miami plays Tennessee, right?
Yep.
And then Seattle plays Detroit.
Yes.
And then on top of all that too, like what I mentioned earlier, because I think TV controls a lot of stuff on when games are and everything. Also, they're the ones that probably decided, let's have the four WNBA playoff games all go head-to-head against the NFL.
Yeah, terrible decision.
No, in the midst of probably your best season ever. Actually,
yeah,
not even probably.
Highest rate, not even if.
Yeah, your highest rated season ever. So let's have, especially Caitlin, go head-to-head against what they call the witching hour. The end of the first games and then the start of the second wave.
Yep.
Like smart thing to do would have been, I don't know, maybe have 2 games go on Monday, including like a lead into Monday Night Football. Like, I don't know, have Caitlin play going into that, have Caitlin and the Fever play going into Monday Night Football, and then have your other game ones start tonight.
Right.
Really, really not that hard.
Have the big name one right before Monday Night Football, and have the rest of them on Tuesday night when there's nothing else going on.
Exactly. Like I turned on ESPN before we started broadcasting here, and there was nothing. I mean, there is one WNBA playoff game going on, but then on ESPN2, they've just been showing E60 stuff. So
it's sad.
Yeah. Again, I know TV controls everything. I know that by watching a bunch of NASCAR and stuff. It's just because of when they have races and everything. It's just stupid. But yeah, ESPN, Disney. If for some reason you were listening to this, get rid of the doubleheader. Nobody likes it.
No, it's awful.
The
only way you can do it is if you do them like 3 hours plus apart.
Yeah,
and
that's actually what they. Do you remember the old Monday? You remember the old Monday night doubleheader to start the year, where you'd have the first one start at like 5:30, 6 o'clock, and then you have the West Coast game that starts at like 9:15.
Yeah, that was awful, but I still it was better than this.
Oh, I know, and I stayed up for it anyway.
I did too. And the sickos like us could stay up and watch it and watch them
Yep.
both. That was
Yep.
great, but that was a way better option than what they're doing now.
Yeah, than having to have both
Especially
the screens going and everything.
especially in the world of fantasy football where people love to watch as many games as possible and watch their players in fantasy like going up. It's tough.
Cody, I don't want to talk about fantasy. It's not.
Oh god, mine's bad.
We're 0-3. It's bad. It's really bad.
I'm 0-3 also.
And I can't even use the excuse of, I'm still scoring a lot of points. I'm just going up against the best team in the league. Don't get me wrong. The teams that I'm playing against have had guys that have won off. My team's just bad.
I think I in that league. Let's see. In one league, I'm 0-3, and actually, I'm in two leagues. The one I was picked 0 or I'm 0-3 in. Uh, According to Yahoo, I had the best draft and was picked to go like 15-1 this season. So not gonna happen.
Okay.
And then my main league, I am 1-2, and I believe I have gone up against like the lowest scorer every week. Other
Nice.
than me, I've either been the lowest or the second lowest every week. So
Okay.
got that going for me.
Which one would suck more? Like the one that you said in your second league, where you're going up against the lowest guy, like basically in the league or in the league every week, or going up against the highest guy? Which one would suck more? Like that, and you're losing regardless.
So I would rather get blown out and not have to worry about that on Monday night. Like if I'm down by 75 points on Monday night, I'm not going to really care about what's happening in that game for fantasy implications.
That's true.
When it's close, it's like, oh, this one dude, like if it's the second lowest person in the league and I'm the lowest, maybe Jalen Hurts goes off here. Maybe you just always have that like bit of hope, but I'm not expecting 100-point game from anybody ever.
Well, I kind of had that in week 1 because I had Jake Moody left, and I think who I was playing had Garrett Wilson and maybe somebody else. And I mean, Moody had like 5, 6 field goals.
Oh god,
he had some bombs. And it was like, oh my gosh, this is actually kind of cool. Except Garrett Wilson
Still
also
lost.
balled out that game. So
yeah,
it is what it is. Okay, so should we get back into the football breakdown here after a little fantasy? I don't know, a little powwow. It's just brains pain. Buffalo.
Bills they're way better than I expected them to be. I got egg on my face with saying they're talking about their downfall this year.
Me too.
They got a chip on their shoulder and they look like a team to beat.
They look like a wagon right now. I mean, in all honesty.
Nobody circles the wagons like the Buffalo Bills.
Thank you. That was good. Shout out to Chris Berman. Every time I hear that, that's the first voice that comes into my head.
Yep. Fastest 3 minutes.
Yep. The Schwam. But yeah, Josh Allen's playing like an MVP favorite right now.
Yeah.
Trevor Lawrence. I got nothing.
I know you're a big fan of Chris Wright on Fox, right?
Nick Wright?
Fox boy? Nick Wright, yes. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I don't mind Nick. Ashton's probably a bigger fan than I am, but I like Nick Wright.
I was just seeing some cold takes of his and about some Trevor Lawrence, Josh Allen takes, and
they sound
like
looking
me. Pretty ice cold.
Yeah, they sound like me. Because
he had him as the second best quarterback in the league, bar none.
Yeah,
the Prince.
Yeah, that was rough. That pick that he threw to DeMar Hamlin was really rough.
Yeah, he didn't look good. He has not looked good a lot.
Can I say one thing though about that interception? So, after DeMar picked that off, I think if I remember, I think the guys on ESPN kept saying, this guy didn't even know if he was going to be able to play football ever again. Like they said that a few times after he picked it. And while that is true, I don't think that was the biggest thing on DeMar's mind when he was lying unconscious on the ground. I think he was just
No.
happy that he didn't die.
Yeah, I think he was happy to be living again
Yeah. I
because he
think that was
died.
more of his. Yeah, I think that was more of his biggest worry. Which he's actually been playing.
He
I'll eat
has.
crow a little
I
bit. He's
was
actually been playing good ball.
I was surprised to see him make the team, and now I'm he's a starting safety in the NFL on one of the best teams in the NFL.
You never know. The way all this is trajecting, and I don't know, the trajectory might change. You never know. But this could end up being a movie, like a Hollywood movie type
Yeah.
scenario. Like guy balls out, and then maybe makes a big play if the Bills ever make the Super Bowl or something like that.
Um, I can see it on Lifetime.
Yeah, good. Yeah, I think it could. Or I was gonna say Hallmark, but that would have to be a Christmas movie, so it can't. It
That's
can't be
true.
that. Yeah, Lifetime's right though.
I wonder have you seen that FX Hernandez show yet at all?
I have not. I don't know if it's. I don't know if it's good or not
They
though.
didn't get a good likeness for Aaron Hernandez looking wise, so
No.
kind of
Well,
threw me
they
off.
really they haven't done a good job with that in general. Like because they did one with the L.A. Clippers and the Donald Sterling kind of racism case,
Yep.
and nobody looked anything like anybody that they should. It looked bad.
They did a good job, I thought, with OJ Simpson one.
Yes, that one did look good. So, but
That
that
one
was
fantastic.
what 5 years ago too,
Yeah.
how many years ago? So I don't know. Whoever they got in charge now, yeah, that part didn't look good. But um, how does Doug Peterson still have a job today? The
I
Jags
don't
head
know.
coach.
I honestly thought he would be fired before he got back to the locker room last night.
I thought so too. I was expecting like when I woke up this morning, or even when I went to take my break this morning, I was expecting to get the notification. Yeah, Jags Peterson part ways because they quit on him last night. It was
Yeah,
bad.
that's not something you want to see.
No, especially when you have a quarterback who you just paid a bajillion dollars to.
Yeah. Yeah, they're
So,
I mean, they're tied to him for a while, even if they pulled him.
yep, yep. Yeah, it's one. I think I saw a comment too. Like Doug Peterson said, all options are on the table, like regarding of what they're going to do at quarterback. It's like no. There's only one
Nope.
option, and you have to fix it. If not, you're going to be looking for another job. And then whether it be Bill Belichick, I think it's a Bobby Johnson or whoever the heck the Lions OC is. Why can I not think of his name?
Um,
His last name's Johnson. I just can't remember what his first name is.
thought he had a funny name.
But regardless, whether it be him, whether it be Bobby Slowick, the Texans OC, or I don't know a name I threw out last night is John Gruden, which that would be fun. That would
Yeah,
be really fun.
he's good with quarterbacks.
Yeah. Like I think the Jags are getting very close where they're just gonna have to make a change just regardless, unless if the season makes a complete 180 like that.
It did last year, not that way.
That's true. Maybe that's what's gonna happen. They're gonna suck for 17 total games, and then as soon as like they get to week 9, the switch
Turn
flips
it
again.
on.
Yeah, yeah. They're kind of a mess.
Yeah, they went from being the number one seed in the AFC, looking like it was locked, to not making the playoffs, to being one of the worst franchises in the NFL again, like
Yeah.
really quickly.
Yep. And now might contend for the number 1 pick. Good for them. Good on Jacksonville.
That'll be good for them when they move to London.
Yeah. Hey, they get to play there in a couple weeks again, so that should be fun. Okay, so let's see. So working backward more. Sunday night was Kansas City at Atlanta. Atlanta should have won that game.
They
I
should
mean,
have.
I know there's controversy around the missed pass interference call, but even regardless, the idiotic play call that they ran on 4th down, like they ran like a T, like kind of a wing T, and it was just it looked like a mess. Like they ran like a stretch play off of that. It was weird.
Yeah, wasn't a good 4th down play.
No. Mahomes looked all right. You know, he hasn't looked like as sharp yet, but it's regular season right now. He doesn't care until we get to January,
Yeah. Unless he's playing like a division game.
which they do next week against the Chargers.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, I don't know. Travis Kelce's like non-existent right now. Like, I think he has like 6 catches. Also on my fantasy team, that hurts. But and then Rashee Rice is their number one option, and he's very good.
Yep.
Really, maybe shouldn't be playing right now, but he's really good.
They're on like what, their 15th running back though?
Yep, they brought in like, was it Carson Steele from South Dakota State, whose sister was having their wedding reception then on Sunday night during his first career start.
That's funny.
That was interesting. I mean, Kansas City's 3-0. It's not a very convincing 3-0, but it's Chiefs. There's nothing else to say.
They're still top 3 team in the NFL. I mean,
yeah. I still personally think, I know Buffalo and Minnesota have looked more impressive, but they're number one until somebody knocks them off. It's just a rule of how things are right now. So let's see. Continuing going backward. Detroit won at Arizona. That was actually a really good game.
Yeah, it was.
Kyler looked good. Jared Goff actually didn't look awful. They ran a hook and ladder for a touchdown. Like, Goff threw it to St. Brown, and then St. Brown tossed it to Jahmyr Gibbs coming back the other way.
I love Dan Campbell.
I do too. Oh, Ben Johnson. Okay, that's the OC, by the way. That just came to my mind. That's the Lions OC. It's Ben Johnson.
That's not who I was thinking it was.
Were you thinking Jim Bob Cooter? Like back
yes,
in the day?
I was.
Okay.
That's exactly what I was thinking of.
Yep, I see. I knew who you were thinking of, but yeah.
Where's he at?
That's actually a good question. I'll look quick, but yeah, Lions look good. I really wanted to see him lose that game, but
I'm sure you did.
Selfish reasons, but
the Rams 49ers game was a fun one.
How'd they lose? How did the Niners lose that game? I still don't know how. It's another Kyle Shanahan game. That's like how did you lose that? And it's also another Matt Stafford game that, like, holy shoot, how did you come back and win that game?
I love Matt Stafford.
Jim Bob Cooter is the offensive coordinator for the Colts.
Interesting.
Did not know that. Yeah, Stafford, Rams got their first win of the year without Cooper Kupp, without Puka Nacua. I think they got some of their offensive line back. It still wasn't great. But, man, Stafford, he balled out. He looked good. Purdy looked good, though, too. Even without, the whole cast of the Avengers around him. Trent Williams even got hurt during the game. But, yeah, Purdy threw for almost 300 yards. I think he ran for a bunch, too. He played well. Maybe that's why he's having to have an MRI done on his back from carrying the team.
He's, people don't like to admit it, but he's a very good quarterback.
Yes, he is. Even without all the weapons he has.
Yeah. That's just proving it.
I will say, the Niners very depleted injury-wise. George Kittle was out. Debo was out. McCaffrey went to Germany to see an Achilles specialist.
I did see that.
That's not good.
That's not good.
No. Javon Hargrave, their big D tackle, he's out for the year, I think, with a torn tricep, I believe.
Jeez.
Like, they're getting absolutely ravaged by the injury bug.
Nobody's going to feel sorry for him, though.
Nope.
That's just the way it is.
And unfortunately, unless if your name is Mahomes or Brady, it's normally what happens the year after you win the Super Bowl. You just take a big nosedive. Speaking of nosedive, how about them Cowboys?
They almost came back.
They did, and then Baltimore tried to take their own nosedive. They just can't finish games that they should, win by a bunch. I don't get it. Also,
the Cowboys
I think,
can't. The Cowboys struggling to run the ball.
Yeah, that might happen when you let your top running back go. You bring back Zeke. You bring in Delvin Cook.
Wash
and also your run defense sucks.
Yeah, you can't stop the run and you can't run the ball. That's not going to be good football.
No, that's not good at all. And you can barely. You can pass, but you can't stop the pass either. That's also not good. I will say too. I'm gonna admit I'm wrong again. This is kind of the I was wrong podcast today. Holy shoot, Brandon Aubrey might be the best kicker in the league, and that pains me to say so bad. He kicked a 65-yard field goal. Like, not at the end of the game, not at the end of the half. He kicked a
That's right.
65-yard field goal. It was during the game. Like,
Didn't
first or second.
Butker miss an extra point?
Yeah, Butker did. I don't know if Tucker missed another field goal, too. It's, Evan McPherson even missed, I think he missed a kick, too. Like, we're having kicker woes right now.
Jason Sanders missed one early for the Dolphins.
Kyrie Fairbairn, the Texans kicker, missed one too, and he was like lights out from 50 last week. So, yeah, I think we have a new top kicker in the league now. And his name is Brandon Aubrey for the Cowboys. It might be their only bright spot, but
I think there's like a lot of very good kickers in the NFL, and like right now we're so used to like them making everything that when they miss anything, it's a big deal.
yeah.
Because they used to not try 50-yarders plus.
I know. Well,
And now they're 65-yarders are getting tried.
I can't remember.
They like somebody.
Yeah, I think I know where you're going. Was it Kirk Herbstreit or somebody said that the 50-yard field goal is now becoming like the 300-yard driving golf, where it's just become like you're just expecting now. If you're not doing it, then you're obviously not good.
I want to say that there was a game. I don't remember which game it was, but they lined up for a 70-yard field goal before.
It was Dallas.
Was it Miami?
No, it was Dallas. They were gonna with Aubrey. They were gonna try to 70-yarder, and then I think McCarthy called timeout.
Okay, I think Miami lined up for one too.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I think you're right. Which we're gonna get there eventually. We're gonna get there eventually, but
yeah, kickers are gonna be that good. I mean, they already are.
So, just one thing back to Dallas. How hot is Mike McCarthy's seat right now?
Him and Doug Peterson might be like booking a cruise together.
Yeah, I think you're right because
like
it's not getting good.
Doug Peterson should lose his job first because they're a dumpster fire. The amount of leeway that they're going to give Mike McCarthy is just like not a lot. Yeah. They're going to be much quicker to pull the trigger. The Jaguars are used to sucking. The Cowboys should be, but they don't want to admit that they have sucked for a long time.
Yeah, and there's only one person who needs to point the finger at himself, and that's Jera. Because when you spend all this money on like 5, 6, 7 pieces, you have no money for other places, a la a running back or a defensive line.
Especially when you're
wherever.
Paying that same running back twice.
Yeah. Kudos to Zeke, though. That's how, just keep getting them checks. Good for you.
Yeah.
A boy has to eat.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's that. Okay, so that's our little ESPN-ish talk about the Cowboys. I don't want to. They'll probably be talking them to death this week. So if you want to listen to more Cowboys talk, just turn on them. Cody, should we talk about your game? I know there's not really probably a lot you want to talk about, but should we talk about your game?
The Dolphins are dumpster fire right now, and it's not a good look. Their offensive line has been a problem for years. The Dolphins fans have been saying that to Chris Greer, and he said the last 2 years he's been saying something along the lines of, you guys think of the offensive line as a lot bigger problem than we do, and it sucks to see that as the fans. I think we're right when, like I told you, Tua's hurt. Okay, they're trying to say he's injury prone, but then the last few years, every time that somebody else has been put in behind him, they get hurt too. Meaning they're getting hit too much. Yeah. Tua has to pass the ball too quickly, and he doesn't have time to throw, so he has to get the ball off quick, make one. He doesn't get time to get a second read because somebody's in his face all the time from the interior because it's guard. Or we have a great left tackle, but he is a very injury prone guy. Teron
Mm-hmm.
Armstead is one of the best tackles in the league. But when he's out, the whole line suffers and he's out a lot. So we need contingency plans for this type of stuff, and they didn't do it. And then they don't have a good backup because they paid Tua a lot of money. They paid Tyreek a lot of money. Ramsey, they paid Jalen Watt a lot of money. Like, it's tough, and hopefully Tua, they said he's in good spirits. He's seeing outside people. I'm hoping that he is back by week 8. I don't know, week 7. Okay. He's out for 4 games.
Yeah.
Week 3 was his first, so and they have their bye week in there, so I think he's back on week 8.
Okay. Um. So can did you get to watch all the Dolphins game then? Like, did
Most
you
of
watch
it.
it all? How did Skylar Thompson not even attempt to throw a Hail Mary before halftime? That baffled me.
It was so dumb. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, especially the one where where the Seahawks didn't even rush anybody.
Right. And
So, and your wide receivers probably see that, so they're starting to slowly like drift to the end zone. Like, just throw it up, and then the second he got another opportunity, he rolls all the way right, and then just got clobbered from behind.
yep, no
Yeah,
no awareness.
no, but also he's a former K State quarterback, not good at throwing the football. It's like why Sean Clifford is no longer the true backup in Green Bay, because Penn State quarterbacks can't throw the football.
I was reading a lot about the Dolphins should be going after Huntley like right away this season, like right in this season, and they didn't. And now that they have him, I'm very happy, and I hope they keep him on their team because he's one of the best backups in the league, in my opinion, if not the best
And
backup in the league.
he can move. Like,
Yeah, they're gonna need that bad.
um I will say there might be somebody who right now is making a case for the best backup in the league. Well, there are two guys. I'll
Um,
start with one.
the Red
Andy
Rifle,
Dalton. Yeah,
he's
only quarterback this year to throw for 300
I,
yards and 3 touchdowns.
he is not a
Holy
backup
shoot.
now. He is the starting quarterback in Carolina, so
That is true, but he initially was the backup.
he was. Yeah, he looked very good. Uh, usually uh, a change like that does something where it causes a spark. So we'll see if it wears off or not.
Yeah,
He
which
looked
normally
really
does
good.
too. I mean,
He
in all
looked
honesty.
very good.
But the Raiders aren't probably the best test to figure out how well this is going to work, because I think they might be getting ready to run Antonio Pierce out of town, and
Yeah,
it's only through 3 games. And I think Devontae Adams wants out again, which he'll go to New York eventually. That's kind of a done deal. I would say probably one of the bigger upsets of the week. How did Denver beat Tampa? I really don't know anything about this game. I didn't even see any highlights
Nix
about this
played
game.
good. Bo Nix is played some good football.
Well, good for him. Good for
Yeah,
him.
it's strange. I didn't see what happened through it either because I just didn't think I was going to have to pay attention. I just chalked that up to Tampa Bay was going to have an easy win, but
I thought so too. I think it killed a bunch of people's suicide pools.
yeah, I don't think there can't be a lot of suicide pools left as of now. This year
No.
has been tough on them because like I think they said that the biggest week 1, like the majority of them went with the
Cincinnati?
Bengals.
Yeah.
Yep. Week 2 was
Probably Baltimore.
yes, Baltimore was there next.
Yeah. It's just been craziness. But again, it's why we love the NFL, because you never know what's going to happen. Like, take, I don't know, Justin Fields going to Pittsburgh and balling out. because that boy looks good.
Yeah.
And Justin Herbert got
The,
hurt again.
that he did.
And I'm so happy to see anytime Jim Harbaugh loses, and an angel gets its wings, and that's me. So I'm so happy whenever that happens. I mean, but yeah, Fields look good. I think that's actually probably the best game that he played of the 3 that he started. So now if you're Pittsburgh, he's your guy. You don't.
Yeah.
Russ is like, cool. Thanks for coming in. Enjoy your captaincy. I can't talk.
Go run sprints on the airplane. It'll be fine.
Yep. Lead some high knees. Go have fun with your wife. Do whatever you want. I don't know. One of the kind of just weird games. Derek Carr only had 55 yards going into the fourth quarter for New Orleans against Philly.
I did not know that. I know they were winning going into the fourth quarter, but
yeah, that was a weird game. Jalen Hurts didn't look good. Like the little bit that I watched early,
he has not looked good this season. Which you could probably blame me because which I'm also going to blame Matt Cahalan. It's your fault because he's my quarterback because of this, but he's my quarterback on Fantasy Football League. There was a mix-up, and I ended up taking him as...
yeah.
Yeah.
Tua was my quarterback. So you can
You might as well have Hurts.
Yeah, well, I mean, Jay Daniels is my backup though, so that's we're just gonna roll with him now. So yeah, Philly gets a big win on the road. Still really don't know how they did that. And I would say another one of the bigger shockers is Minnesota's dismantling of Tennessee of Houston.
Goodness. Is
Sam
Sam
Darnold
Darnold for real?
He might be second in the MVP voting right now. Minnesota, I'll give you 1 hour and 35 minutes until we get to Wednesday here. I was not familiar with your game. Congrats. You guys look for real. But starting Wednesday on, or as soon as whenever the heck I get done recording and editing this podcast, I hate your guts for the next 5 days. It is hate week. It's border battle. It's hate week. But yeah, Darnold looks good. That might be the worst game I think I've ever seen CJ Stroud play. He looked bad. He looked
like a rookie.
Yeah, he did not look good. Brian Flores was sending everything in the kitchen sink at him, and CJ had no answers for it.
Now you'll find out what CJ is made of because people will base what they did, what he saw, going up against him from now on. So,
yeah,
time to grow up or die.
Speaking of dying, do you know where I'm going with this next? So, Cody, let me tell you a little story here. I got a little story time here. Once upon a time, let's just say 12 years ago, there's this generational quarterback that was taken number 1 overall, went to Indianapolis. Had all the tools, was expected to replace Peyton Manning and just keep the Colts ship rolling. At number 2 was a guy by the name of RG3 who went to Washington, running quarterback, can also throw. Fast forward 12 years later, I think we're experiencing that again. As in, Caleb Williams goes to Chicago, supposed to be the first ever really great Bears quarterback, generational talent. And then you have a dual threat quarterback who can run really, really fast, really, really well. Also has a cannon for an arm in Jay Daniels. And right now, the pick number 2 is looking a lot better than pick number 1.
Oh, look at last year.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about last year, too.
Yeah.
I just wanted to use my little analogy here. I thought my story time was good. But
it was great.
Hopefully Jane Daniels doesn't get hurt. That's all I wish.
They're looking good.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, Caleb made some good throws, but then he made other ones where it's like, oh, you can't do half of that stuff, and
this is NFL. This isn't college. You can't get away with some of the stuff that
you're also in Chicago where they completely neglect your offensive line. So just have fun there.
Yep, run for your life. They had to get somebody mobile-ish. But
as a Packers fan, you just hate to. Now, who am I kidding? You'd love to see all this because the Bears still suck. Speaking of the Packers, Malik Willis, revenge game, and it worked.
It did. It was good.
Kind of. He's looked very, very good. Matt LaFleur probably is second in coach of the year.
Yeah.
Standings to Kevin O'Connell. I mean, what O'Connell's doing right now is
Yep.
insane with Sam Darnold. But hopefully the Packers get Love back this week for the showdown against Minnesota. And most importantly, we get Jair Alexander versus Justin Jefferson after we didn't get this at all last year.
That is a
So
fun matchup.
Because the first game in Lambeau last year, Jefferson was hurt, and then the game at US Bank Stadium, Jair was suspended.
Suspended, yeah.
Yeah, so get your popcorn ready.
They've each won games from each other, but definitely, like,
yes.
Just Jefferson has had a game or two that he's owned Alexander, and Alexander has dominated Jefferson before, so it's a grudge match. It'll be fun to watch.
That gritty was fun to watch a few years ago. That he did right in front of JJ's face.
Yeah, that's fun. You're not biased at all.
No, not at all.
So very early on the game, the Browns, I thought, oh my God, Deshaun Watson is looking good again. And then I just saw a clip on or something like, holy cow, he had one really nice pass. And that was it.
Yeah, he got outdueled by Daniel Jones.
Yeah. Daniel Jones is the one NFC quarterback who has beaten
Lamar Jackson. Yeah, I was trying to think because I knew the stat and I saw it, and I was trying to think, okay, who in the heck is the one team? Because I was trying to go through the whole list, and then it's like, oh yeah, that's a game that they shouldn't have lost either.
Nope.
And I think Lamar had a late fumble that game.
Lamar is 21-1, 24-1. He's lost one game.
Yeah, I think
an
it's
NFC
23-1 now. That's kind of good. Also, Malik Neighbors, very good at football.
Holy cow, he's turned out to be a stud.
Yeah, he's pretty good. He might make Daniel Jones some more money. You never know. And then, I guess, the start of the week, the Jets. Those New York Jets. They look good.
They look very good.
Really good against New England. Rodgers looks like he's healthy.
Mm-hmm.
Alan Lazard remembered that he can play football a little bit, which is good. And Breece Hall and Braylon Allen are a nasty 1-2 combo.
That's a very good dual threat or 1-2 punch.
Yeah. So, I don't know. Do you think the Jets have what it takes to challenge Buffalo right now?
No.
Okay.
Right now they're number 2, and I just think that the Bills are playing with a chip on their shoulder that is going to be tough to beat.
Okay.
I think, and I think I have feelings that the Jets have some problems in the locker room, and I think that's going to come out through the season because you could see it with, like, they might want to downplay it at all, but Robert Saleh and Rodgers do not look like they get along very well, and that'll show up eventually.
My Rodgers to Minnesota dream is not dead yet.
No, it is not.
I just want to see chaos. So, I guess anything else you want to talk about then from the week that was in the National Football League?
Yeah, let's talk about the fact that we are not very good at making picks.
No, we are not. So before we get into our wonderful pick segment, let's just let the people at home, just a reminder that our pick segment is brought to you by the boys at Zip and Zoobs Detailing, who offer a cleaning service for your vehicle. It can be anything from a car to ag equipment, whatever you may need. Just give the guys a call at 563-380-9772 to set up an appointment and get your car or whatever equipment all detailed and looking fresh.
Spiffy.
Yeah, spiffy, like what Cody said. So, last week, Cody, how many picks did we get right?
We both tied. Was it 8?
We finished 50%. We got 8.
Yeah, we're good at this.
Are you feeling lucky for this week?
No. You want my truth?
Yeah, I'm not feeling lucky.
There's a lot of picks this week that I was like, I don't know.
I don't like any. Like, I don't know. Let's start off Thursday night. Cowboys at the Giants. Why Why are they? Why is the NFL making us want to watch this in prime time?
I will say, like, I do like the last at least 3 weeks of this have been divisional games on
Yeah,
Thursday night, so I do like that. A lot of good football does happen in divisional games, so
that
we'll
is
see.
true. But
I don't want to watch either of those teams. Who will
are
be on
you
the
bold
call?
enough to take? Are you bold enough to take the Giants?
No.
I am. I can't believe I just said those words. I
Okay.
don't know. I think I. I mean, it is put up or shut up time for Dallas. Actually, no. Okay, no. I am changing my pick. I think that defensive line gets after Daniel Jones. So I am going to
Okay.
go with the Cowboys. I am going to change my pick.
All right. Saints at the Falcons.
Falcons.
I actually also took the Falcons.
Rams. Bears.
I am going to take the Rams.
Same. Matt Stafford. Good. Caleb Williams. Not good.
Vikings at the Packers. Who are you taking?
This one's a hard one. I think Jair's going to gritty all over JJ, so we're going to go with the Packers.
I also took the Packers, actually.
Again, don't know if Jordan Love is going to be back or not. I think he is, but we'll
I
see.
just I I've watched Sam Darnold too many times to think that he's going to continue playing good, but I'll I don't know who I'm rooting for, but I'm picking the Packers.
You're rooting for my team. We both know that. I will be I will be less obnoxious than any other Vikings fans that you know.
That's probably true.
Thank you. And also, Packers defense leads the league in picks. I think they're playing very aggressive with new D coordinator Jeff Hafley. So I think we're going to force Darnold into some mistakes. I believe.
Okay, I hope so.
Steelers at the Colts.
I am actually taking Indianapolis.
I really want to, but man, Pittsburgh looks good. T.J. Watt looks insane.
TJ Watt is insane.
So we're gonna keep rolling with the hot hand.
Okay.
Broncos at the Jets.
I hate to say what I'm going to say, but I am picking. I think that answers it for you. I'm picking
The Jets.
the
Jets.
Jete Jets.
Yes. Yeah, I will also be taking Aaron in the Jets.
Yuck. Eagles at Bucks.
Bucks.
After last week, I know I also took the Buccaneers, but like, I don't like either of them.
Oh, trust me, I don't either. I like completely let down by the Bucks against the Broncos. I mean,
Yeah.
I will say it did help out the Packers. I'm looking in terms of potentially getting the 1 seed, so I'm fine with that. But yeah, it's still I don't know. We're just gonna roll with the Bucks and we'll see what happens. Bengals Panthers.
I am taking the Cats. They're both
Which
Cats.
one? Which one?
The striped ones.
I am too. They can't fall to 0-4, can they?
I can't imagine they can. Not when they're going up against their former quarterback.
If they do, how hot is Zach Taylor's seat?
Heats up pretty quickly.
Yeah, that would not be good. Um, Speaking of hot seats, Jags at the Texans.
Yeah, it's gonna be on fire for Dougie after the Texans wallop them. The
Yeah,
pissed
again,
off Texans wallop the Jaguars.
if he didn't get fired now, he's gonna get fired after this game. Um,
The Commies versus the Cardinals. At the Cardinals.
Cards.
I also took the Cardinals.
I don't know. I think this is kind of a letdown spot for the Commanders after their big Monday night win and everything.
Yeah.
Patriots at the Niners.
I'm taking the Niners.
Yeah, Patriots are too. They're bad. They're kind of Jacoby Brissett's beat up. They might have to play Drake May. I don't know.
Browns at the Raiders.
These are a lot of games that I
There's a lot of really toss-up games in this week. Like, I don't have a heavy favorite in a lot of them.
no. Give me Cleveland.
I went with Vegas.
I'm going
I
against Minshew Mania. I don't know.
I'm
You never
going
know.
with the home team.
Deshaun might have a lot of fun in Vegas this week. I don't know if he's
That's
allowed in
true.
places. I don't know how many places he's allowed over there. But Chiefs Chargers.
I am going with the Chiefs.
Yeah, especially if Herbert doesn't play, that's not going to end well.
Another close up one here. Bills at Ravens.
Ravens. I really think they're better. They're better than what their record says they are.
I am also taking them because of that. Like, I think they're in more desperate need right now. I think they're backed in the corner right now, and
I do think though this is going to be a very physical football game.
oh
Like
yeah, there's gonna be some
two run heavy teams. My gosh.
I'm gonna say that those are the two teams that I hate to watch the Dolphins play because they both are just so physical, and Miami is not built to withstand them very often.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of Miami, do they lose to Will Levis in Tennessee, or do they
Not
give
a,
us another Will Levis meme?
I believe that they beat Will Levis and the Dolphins win.
I think they do too, and he delivers us another funny play. Whether this time it was Lucas Van Ness just
I think
putting his
the
man region right on his head. But
only reason that I think the Dolphins beat them is because of how terrible their loss to them was last season.
yep, no, I
Like,
agree.
it's like a revenge game because Miami shouldn't have lost that game, and then they did.
Speaking of revenge game, last year in week 2, Seattle won in overtime at Detroit. Do they do it again?
No,
Yeah,
I don't believe so. I'm not going to be watching that game. I'll tell you that until the very last half hour, 45 minutes of it. But
I can
I'm not
understand
watching the
that.
fourth quarter.
Yeah, we're gonna roll with Detroit. I want them to lose, but we'll roll with Detroit. I love Dan Campbell. I hate to say that as a division rival, but I love Dan Campbell.
He's one of those guys you just gotta love.
Yeah. So, Cody, hopefully this week we do a little bit better on our picks.
Yeah,
I hope.
and
oh, good.
I believe that this will be a very good final game for Doug Peterson. Maybe his last game as a head coach, maybe ever. I don't know who gives him a chance after that, but that's one of, it's fun watching finales. I think sometimes.
It is.
I believe that we should talk about some other finales.
Ooh, like series finales like that.
No.
Oh, Cody, did I lose you? Oh, we were doing so well, and now all I can see is Cody's smiling face.
I lost it for a second there.
Okay, I can hear you. There we go. Now he's back.
I'm back.
Or I'm back. I don't know. Somebody's back. He's back again.
I'm gonna say.
So our top five series finales, and as always, they're brought to you by the boys at Lick Takes Lawn Care, who specialize in complete lawn maintenance and health, snow and ice control for that weather that's coming slowly, and small engine repairs. So, once my phone decides we're going to load here.
I'll give you my fifth favorite. You know what? I'm gonna give you my sixth and fifth at the same time because they tie together.
Okay. Hey, hold on.
Oh, you're trying to get your phone number.
Gotta get the phone number up. I should just take a screenshot of this. This will work out so much easier.
Well,
but yeah,
for Cass, I now have
Nice. Nice, nice, nice. But yeah, for any of your lawn care needs, give the boys a call at 563-203-4238.
That's right.
Okay, there you go. Okay, go ahead.
For my, I'm gonna give you my sixth and fifth kind of together because they tie together. Um, my sixth is Better Call Saul, and fifth would be Breaking Bad. I think that those were two of the greatest shows ever, and they both ended very well. Yeah, they were just. There's a lot of shows that have ended. Like, I was really excited for the season finale or the series finale, and they let me down. Like Seinfeld is one. Uh, One of my least. Like this might I might be stepping on toes because they might be one of Andy's favorites. I don't know, but I didn't like How I Met Your Mother's ending. They're just
No, I didn't like that either. It,
um
I mean, part of it was good, but the ultimate ending was
yeah,
not. It was not
a
good.
lot of great shows get like Sopranos was a great show. Their ending, people are very hit and miss on that. Some people really liked it, some people really didn't. I fall on the I did not like it, but anyway, Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul are my 5, 6.
Okay, I've never watched any of those shows.
I
I know that
don't.
surprised you.
I don't know if you'll have watched any of the shows on my. Well, you've watched one show on my list. Is my guess.
Yeah, I got one. So I'm gonna give an honorable mention. The Dallas Cowboys season finale, always a very fun. I guess that's a series finale, but always a
Week
good finale
17.
to watch. Yep, always a good finale to watch. So number 5, It's I don't know a lot of people have actually even watched this show, but I love the show Manifest. It used to be on NBC. It was on Netflix as well. Their season finale was actually very good. Very good way of how they tied everything together and ended it all. Yeah.
Okay. I never saw. Is that the chick that has all the tattoos? That's a different show.
No, nope. This is the one where a plane
Oh, the plane. Yep.
plane disappears for 5 years. Very good show.
Okay.
Very, very, very good show.
All the people. None of the people have aged though, right?
Correct. Like they were just gone for whatever the duration of the flight is, and they just experienced a little turbulence, and then it turns out that turbulence they had, they were gone for 5 years.
Okay. I
Yeah.
did see it. I never watched it, but I did see it.
Yeah.
Advertised and stuff. All right, my number. Now this one might be ruined, and I don't know because I haven't watched the new show. But Justified was a great show on FX. And I keep shows that were so good that like ended so bad to me, where keep popping in my head. Like Sons of Anarchy was one I thought that was such a good show, and I did not like the ending of it.
Okay.
There's another one that just popped in. Lost was another one.
Yeah, I saw that when I was looking up like top whatever series
Yep.
finales, and the Lost one was always on the kind of the negative one.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan.
Kind of like Dexter, really good show, awful ending. I don't know if
Awful
you've ever seen
ending.
Dexter, but yeah. Okay.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Have I
Okay.
seen Dexter? Come on.
Okay, well, I didn't know. I know. I'm pretty
I've
sure you're
actually-
probably more surprised that I've seen Dexter. So,
I am a little shocked, but they did play it on CBS for a season to get people to join, so they cut
they
out
did?
a lot
I
of
didn't know
gore.
that.
Yeah,
okay.
like when it first started, and I've actually read the books of Dexter. Really
I
good
didn't know there
books.
were books.
It's
Okay.
based on books.
Okay. Yeah, I did
Just
not
so you
know
know
that.
that the first book and the first season of the show are very close, and then
Okay.
very far apart the rest of them.
Okay. Good to know. Did not know that. Okay, so where am I at? Am I at number 4?
Yes.
Right? Yeah. I'm gonna go with Suits. I thought actually it was a perfect way to end. Very good ending. I mean, it did also it kind of tied some things back together again. It's what I like in shows, but I thought it was a perfect way to end season 9. Just good. Way
Currently watching that, so
okay, highly recommend it to everybody else.
wife and I are on season 2.
Nice. Just quick question: how do you like? Who's your favorite character? Who do you like so far?
I like looking at Meghan Markle a lot. I don't know. There's a lot of I'm terrible with their names.
Okay.
I like the main characters a lot so far, and then like Harvey
and Mike.
Mike,
Okay.
yep, and then what's the other lawyer there? The
Lewis.
goofy look at Lewis. I like him.
Okay,
I don't
okay, good.
I don't like him, but I like the character.
Okay. No. Okay. Yeah, I'm curious. That's good. I can ask you this then as we go along. I just want to know how you like Lewis as stuff goes on.
All right. My number three, Friday Night Lights.
Okay.
Very good show. Just football season, and it ended up pretty well. They tied it all together and moved on. Well,
Okay. Number three for me is The Office. Actually, I did like their finale. I mean, they brought back
I
Michael
did.
Scott or
I
Steve
liked
Carell.
their. It wasn't one of my favorites, but it wasn't a bad ending.
Yeah, and I mean, now don't get me wrong. The whole like last like season was meh,
Yeah,
but no, the ending was solid. It was a very good
you're right.
finale type episode.
That is a good point. That should have been higher on my list, but it didn't make mine.
Okay,
You're right though. I kind of tie the whole back last season of that show together, and it kind of stains it for me a little bit. But
understandable, understandable.
because like there's so many good like these are like Modern Family is one of my favorite shows. That didn't make my list of favorite finale because this is
Mhm.
just based on finales. But
Yep, yep. Nope, I understand.
numero dos in my list is Friends. I thought that was a very good
Ooh,
series finale.
that one just missed my list. Just
Okay,
missed it. Yeah, no, it's it. Yeah, such a good show though too.
it
Such a
is.
good show.
R.I.P.
Um,
Matthew Perry.
yeah. Okay, number two for me, Fresh Prince. Fresh
That
Prince of
was a
Bel Air.
very good ending.
I know it. Especially then you have Will just looking around in the empty house, and
Yep.
it's just like, and then lights go out, and that's it.
Yeah, and I just like Phil telling him to call I want to call from all my kids every Sunday. That includes you.
Hmm.
That was a very touching moment.
I
I
know.
do remember that one really well.
Also, R.I.P. James Avery as well,
Yeah.
the guy who played Uncle Phil. Yeah, it tugs at the heart. It really does. It does tug at the heart when you watch that.
Yes, for sure.
Okay,
Um,
so what's number
my
one?
number one, without a doubt, and there's some controversy with it because it was their season or series finale, but then they ended up coming back for another season, but it was a little different. Scrubs, one of my
Oh,
favorite
okay,
shows. I don't think they could have done a better job with the ending. It was so good. And then they brought it back for another season and
okay.
end up.
I will say this just came to my mind. There was one other show that would have made the list, but it was just announced that it's coming back, and that was Ted Lasso, because
That's
their what was going to be their series finale was very good.
yes,
I did like that.
but I've also heard that Suits is coming back for another season.
I've heard I've heard it's coming back with different characters, like not your main. I've heard not the main guys.
Okay,
That's just what like it's gonna be like Suits LA or something like that.
okay.
So my number one, and I was actually just watching this earlier, like on my lunch break today. The Boy Meets World series finale.
Oh, nice. I was thinking about that. That was very good show. Very good ending to it.
Very good ending. I mean, I know like a bunch of like those type of shows. It's a lot of clips and stuff. Like,
Feeney,
thank you for the Feeny call.
Feeney.
But then, I mean, just the ending scene where it's Corey, Sean, Topanga, and Eric in Feeney's classroom, and then the ending line of "I love you all, class dismissed," and
That
it's
was
just
great.
like absolutely perfect way to end that show.
It was a great show. Great ending.
Mm.
Hmm. I like
So,
your list, Andy.
thank you.
I was surprised by your list.
How so?
I just didn't think you'd have enough shows to make one, honestly.
Trust me, I didn't think I would either.
But yeah, and plus listening to yours kind of, I don't think I'd change mine, but there would be like my, you probably got me thinking about my like 7 through 10 a lot
Yeah,
more.
no, that's good. That's good.
Because
Yeah,
like I said, Scrubs is one of my top. I'm sure that I mentioned that in my top 5 favorite shows of all time.
mhm.
But like other ones are The Office and um, Modern Family and Home Improvement. They're not on the list for favorite endings.
Yeah.
But they're good shows. God,
Yeah.
but there was some. God, there's been some bad endings to shows too.
Well, I know. Well, and there's some shows that I haven't watched. Like, I'm pretty sure they're done, and I haven't like watched like the last like season or two to see how they ended. Like Last Man Standing, I haven't seen how that actually ended,
Okay.
how they tied all that back together. The Blacklist, I've talked about that show before. I'm pretty sure that show's done. Have not watched like the last like season or two of that either.
Brooklyn Nine
Um,
Nine was one that I stopped watching because I didn't like the direction it went at the end. Went little too woke for me.
gotcha.
Go woke, go broke.
Um, I'm trying to think. There are probably a few other shows too where it's like, or that I'm just not totally thinking of. But
Yeah.
I do love you when you do the Feeney call though. It's just like
It
again such an iconic call.
was. Did you watch Girl Meets World at
I did.
all?
No, it
I'm
was all right. It wasn't as good, but it was
no.
all right.
I'm a big nostalgia guy, so that made me watch it. Like I watch it more for that. And I
Same.
watched the first season of that '70s show. That
Yeah.
was another one that was like on the ending to me. Okay, but
Yeah. See, I'm trying to remember on the ending. Some of them I was trying to remember on the ending too, where it's
yeah.
like I can't I can't remember how
If
good or bad it was.
if you can't remember if it was good or bad, it
Yeah,
probably
that's how you
means it was
know it's.
mediocre.
Yeah, that's kind of what I think too. Um, but yeah, so many good shows. Again, I'm like you. I'm a big nostalgia person. Like Fuller
Yeah.
House, had to
Oh,
watch
that was a
that.
good show.
See, that was good, and their ending was actually pretty good. Good way to,
Yeah, it was.
for the most part, to tie it all back. Like the only thing that sucked with Full House is they never really got a true ending. They did, but they didn't.
Right. Some
Um,
of these shows end like Everybody Loves Raymond. That had an okay ending because it kind of got ended mid-season.
yeah,
So
which sucks because sometimes yeah, you want to see how things play out. Like,
yeah.
but so yeah, there is our top five of series finales. Let us know in the comments,
Tell
or
us your
just
top
when you
five.
talk to us. Yeah, like what you guys like as your favorite series finales.
Tell us we're stupid. I don't
Hey,
care.
I can say that too. At least say that to Cody. I'm the brains of the operation here, so
We'll go with that.
because I bleed cheese. That means I have brains. Go Pack Go.
All right.
So
On
yeah,
that note,
yeah, yeah. We are very good at ending all this. Um. So yeah, any other parting words that you have,
um,
smart guy?
let's go Vikings. Um,
I can't believe you
Decora.
said those words. At least
Decora.
you didn't give the big clap. Like you're not going full Aaron Jones and just embracing the villain part.
I like it when they embrace the villain though. I'm talking about the Decora Vikings. They got their homecoming this week. I don't
Oh, good,
know who
good for
they're.
them.
No, wait. Did they already have
Wait,
their homecoming?
I was gonna say, did them and Crestwood
Their
both have
homecoming.
their?
Their homecoming was last week. They beat Independence. So
Oh, okay, good for them. I know Crestwood has their homecoming this week. I do not know who they play though.
okay, because yeah, their last week got canceled against Old One. Hopefully,
Oh yeah,
and Old One I think has already canceled this week against Waverly.
is that just because they're short of guys, or
Yeah, too many injuries and
oh,
stuff.
well,
It
that
sucks.
sucks,
Yeah,
especially for like the seniors and stuff that are out
or
there.
even the
So
people playing against them. Like, is
yeah,
you only get, your senior season. You're only guaranteed 8 games. Some teams get 9. Some
yeah.
teams get more with playoffs, but like that's 12-13% of your season gone.
Well, and also, I mean, and I don't know how good O-line is, so maybe if this could be even if since they're just depleted, but if they're not good, then the guys who don't get to play a lot, like it's normally like this could be the team that you beat, and then it's like the guys at the end of the bench, being that I was one,
Yeah,
not in football because I didn't play football, but this is where you get to play at least a little bit, you get your
yeah.
time to shine.
And then that's the thing that they said is like they have they could put like ninth or 10th graders in there, but they'd get slaughtered,
Yeah, yeah,
and
that would not be, and
that's more
they wouldn't
injuries
have
asking
fun.
to happen.
Yeah, and then you just kill confidence of the
Yeah,
younger
and
kids.
then
Then
why are your ninth and 10th graders they get slaughtered on? You think they're going to want to join the next year? Then you're just
yeah,
depleting your
no,
numbers again. So
yeah, So yeah, so that sucks. You hate to see that.
I don't know what you do, but
Nothing.
hopefully they get
Honestly,
something
there is
figured
nothing you
out.
can do. Either that, or if they cancel ahead of time, maybe you can somehow try to see, hey, does somebody else have an open game on the
Well,
schedule?
I'm saying
Which
for
is
like
hard.
future, because like what does O
Oh
line do
yeah,
next year? Like how do they get their numbers up? You know.
that's true. That's true too.
But anyway, so enjoy live enjoy the time you get when you get it, because you never know when something's gonna happen. Brett Favre just got Parkinson's, like not in the same realm of things, but like O line's teams, that you're missing opportunities or losing opportunities without anything you can do about it. It's just life's life's tough, and make the most of what you got.
Yes, sir. You'd be correct.
And remember, the most important position in football is fullback, and fullbacks are people too.
You're dang right about that. Thanks everybody for listening. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment, everything else that we usually say at the end of the podcast.
Yeah.
And have a wonderful night, day, wherever you're listening to this. And we will catch you next week.
Peace.